Welcome, dear listener, to another quiet night here at History Story. I'm Daniel, and tonight I invite you to let go of the day and drift with me into the life and legend of Alexander the Great. Before we begin, allow your body to soften and your thoughts to settle. There's nothing you need to do. Just breathe. Take a slow breath in and let it fall away. Feel the worries of the day fade like dust in a gentle beam of evening light. Above you, an endless night sky unfolds, calm, patient, eternal. Under its soft glow, you feel lighter, safer, carried by the quiet. And now, wrapped in this stillness, let us begin. In the rolling hills of ancient Macedonia, where olive groves awoke beneath shimmering morning mist, a child was born beneath a warm summer moon. It was the 20th or 21st of July, 356 BC. A night that would echo through history. His name was Alexander, son of King Philip II and Queen Olympias, born in Pella, the heart of a kingdom balanced between rugged Greek mountains and the vast unknown lands beyond. Whispers of omens circled his birth. That same night, far to the south, the temple of Artemis at Ephesus burned, a flame later remembered as a sign of extraordinary destiny. Olympias dreamed of serpents coiling protectively around her infant son. Philip, stern yet thoughtful, studied the newborn with quiet awe. History often chooses its heroes silently, long before anyone realizes what has begun. Alexander's early years unfolded among the bustling streets of Pella. Merchants calling out their wares, storytellers reciting old epics, shepherds moving through golden fields. Yet, even in this lively world, Alexander was often quiet, watchful, attuned to details others overlooked. The curve of a bird's wing, the whisper of river water against stone, the faint footprints of animals in soft earth. Though he was still a child, Philip gave him responsibilities. Olympias gave him dreams. Between them, a young mind grew sharp and curious. Then came the moment people still speak of centuries later: the taming of Bucephalus. A massive horse, wild with fear. Everyone, warriors, trainers, men twice Alexander's age, failed to control him. But the boy noticed something the others did not. The horse wasn't angry. He was afraid of his own shadow. With patience beyond his years, Alexander turned Bucephalus toward the sun, where no shadows fell, and gently climbed onto his back. The horse stilled. A bond formed, unbreakable and legendary. At 13, Alexander left the palace for Mieza, a serene grove where the great philosopher Aristotle awaited him. There, beneath olive trees whispering in the wind, he learned about the stars and the soul, about politics and poetry, about rivers, plants, and the quiet patterns of nature. Aristotle did not command him. He invited him to question. He urged the young prince to seek purpose in knowledge, to understand the world rather than conquer it blindly. These lessons shaped more than a ruler. They shaped a thinker. Alexander absorbed every idea with intensity, debating, listening, reflecting. When he rode back to Pella between lessons, his mind was full of questions about distant lands and unfamiliar peoples. The world grew wider each day. In 336 BC, tragedy struck. Philip II was assassinated. At only 20, Alexander became king. The throne was his, but stability was not guaranteed. Rivals stirred. Greek city-states hesitated. Alexander acted swiftly and without hesitation. He secured the loyalty of the Macedonian army. He reaffirmed alliances. He dealt with threats quietly and decisively. From Pella's bustling palace halls, he strengthened his army, organized supplies, and ensured Macedon stood unified. The young prince had become a ruler, not by inheritance alone, but by action. With Greece unified and Macedon secure, Alexander set his eyes east, toward the Persian Empire. He crossed Thrace, advanced through Asia Minor, and soon reached Egypt, where he was welcomed as a liberator. On the shores of the Mediterranean, he founded Alexandria, a city designed not for war, but for ideas, trade, and culture. He appointed administrators, organized defenses, and ensured the city would thrive long after he moved on. The foundations of empire were taking root. Into the heart of Persia he marched, through ancient capitals that had ruled for centuries. In Susa, Persepolis, and beyond, he encountered wealth, power, and history. But he did not dismantle everything he found. He learned from local leaders, integrated officials, and preserved administrative systems that maintained stability. His victories were not only on battlefields, they were in how he governed. He observed irrigation networks, trade routes, and city organization, shaping his empire with a blend of Greek order and Persian wisdom. Beyond Persia lay rugged mountains, wide deserts, and unfamiliar kingdoms. Through Bactria and Sogdiana, Alexander founded new cities, secured supply lines, and adapted to harsh terrain. Crossing into the Indian subcontinent, he encountered new cultures and rulers. At the Hydaspes River, he coordinated with local leaders, navigated monsoon-fed waters, and continued expanding his network of governance. Each settlement he founded served as a bridge, linking distant peoples through trade, culture, and administration. He was no longer merely a conqueror. He was a builder. After years on the march, Alexander returned to Babylon, a crossroads of cultures, wealth, and ideas. Here he tended to the vast machine of empire, appointing governors, organizing trade, monitoring distant cities, and maintaining the structure he had built. But exhaustion lingered. In 323 BC, illness overtook him. Fever rose, strength faded. Still, he continued to work until he no longer could. At 32, he passed from the world, leaving behind no clear successor and a structure too vast to remain whole. His generals divided it, but his influence endured. In the silence, that followed Alexander's death, the empire he built lived on. In the cities he founded, the trade routes he strengthened, and the ideas that crossed continents in his wake. Alexandria flourished for centuries. Persian and Greek cultures blended. Knowledge traveled freely across lands once isolated. His life had been short, yet his influence immense. And now, as your own eyes grow heavier, may his story guide you into a peaceful night. Thank you for joining me. Rest deeply, dream gently, and return tomorrow for another story.